Birth of the motion picture, more than 100 years ago, film has been simultaneously capturing and shaping history. After decades of existence, the media is finally beginning to be broken down and analyzed. The legal system is a topic that is often immortalized on the silver screen. Courtroom dramas are swiftly gaining in popularity. However, the question must be asked, how do the movies show lawyers, criminals, police officers, and judges, and subsequently, how is public opinion changed by this portrayal? It is a question that needs to be asked in order to understand the media and just how much it affects popular perception of the legal system in action. 12 Angry Men takes a much different angle than the other courtroom dramas of its day. It explores a much more humanistic background of the jurors. It examines the background of each juror and the prejudice they bring in. The story begins with one lone juror, played by Henry Fonda, considering the evidence in his favor. After what seems like days of presiding over the case, each piece of evidence is weighed and analyzed, and the jury reverses their decision and votes unanimously in favor of the boy on trial. The liberties taken with the legal system in this film are present, but do not hinder the quality of the movie. Henry Fonda's character acts as more of a defense attorney than a juror. During their deliberation, he questions the quality of the murder weapon in the case and suggests that it fails to make the boy guilty. He purchases a similar knife and presents it to the jury. As well, he attempts to recreate the conditions of when a witness claims he saw the man's murder, and disprove that he indeed saw the murder. What he does is not his responsibility, and probably would have not happened today, or even when the movie was made. Most importantly, an all-white, all-male jury was a rare sight even in the 1950s. Because the story is more about humans than prejudices, the legal aspect of it is not the central story. 12 Angry Men is not the most accurate of legal dramas, but is still an excellent film. Anatomy of a Murder is not the foremost legal thriller in most people's minds. It was made 2 years after 12 Angry Men, and it is overshadowed by the immense success of the first. It was not well liked because the portrayal of the legal system seemed almost too realistic. Instead of being certain of the suspect's innocence and goodness, it paints Lieutenant Mannion, played by Ben Gazzara, as a man with a bad temper who shot the man who may or may not have attacked his wife. The big city prosecutor, played by George C. Scott, was expertly matched against the seemingly more human lawyer for the defense, played by James Stewart. It features some excellent dramatic scenes between the two. The film featured entirely plausible cases, characters, and testimonies. In fact, the lawyer Joseph N. Welch. As lawyer Michael Asimov describes it, it was probably the finest pure trial movie ever made. Unfortunately, it is often overlooked because of its harsh realism, but remains to be one of the most excellent American courtroom dramas. Finally, Judgment at Nuremberg was made in 1961. The film begins with the trials of 4 Nazi judges accused of war crimes. Though not commercially successful, the film is an example of spectacular acting and an intensely dramatic environment. The film is not based on the most famous Nuremberg trials. The movie is supposed to take place in 1948, 2 years after the real trials ended.
Well, let's face it. Hitler is gone, Goebbels is gone, Goering is gone, committed suicide before they could hang him. Now we're down to the business of judging the doctors, businessmen, and judges.
Many similarities can be drawn between the defendants in Judgment at Nuremberg and a judge named Franz Schlegelberger. Burt Lancaster's character, a former judge in Nazi Germany named Ernst Janning, is believed to be based on him, but it is not certain. Because the names of the judges, their backgrounds, and actions during the Nazi regime were changed, Judgment at Nuremberg is considered to be mostly historical fiction. Television, books, and movies have featured stories about the law from what seems to be the beginning of their time. Only in recent years are people beginning to see the bigger picture of how realistic they can be. To become an alert consumer of this media, it is necessary to understand the total impact that movies have on our lives. Understanding the ramification of this ever-changing media takes us one step closer to becoming intelligent, analytical, and informed viewers. Thank you.